quick.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Josh, but you can call me the custodian. Welcome to the very first episode of, I'm gonna insert a drum roll here, Trash Talk. Trash Talk is a monthly talk show, a monthly morning talk show, so that's why we look disgusting in these videos, where we're gonna go with a special guest each month and talk about the DCP, things we like, things we hate, our experiences, and questions from the audience. This month's first guest is Troy Bolton Icavelli. Come on in, Troy. Welcome to the show, buddy. Welcome to the show. So, let's get things started. Troy, glad you're here today, buddy.
Glad to be here, buddy.
All right, cool, man. What we're gonna start off with first is who we are, what our role is, where we're located. I'll start off, since it's my show. My name is Josh. I'm a custodian at the resort Pop Century, but I've also picked up some shifts at Art of Animation. So I've got 2 resorts under my belt. Troy?
My name is Troy, as Josh has once said about multiple times now. My role is quick service food and beverage at Hollywood Studios, more specifically Sunset Ranch, right outside of Tower Terrace. That's all we have.
Where else do you work though? You go to
so with Sunset Ranch, we have 5 different locations. We have Rosie's All-American Cafe, Eddie's Cantina, which is our pizza place, Scoops, which is an ice cream place, Fairfax Inn, which is a Tex-Mex place, and then my favorite location, Produce, which is our slushy stand. You get to interact with the guests most there. It's a great time.
Sweet. So the reason I'm doing this monthly is because everyone who does DCP vlogs always does their impressions after the fact, after the DCP's over. But we want those raw, uncut, unfiltered, in the moment emotions. So we're just gonna jump right into it. We're gonna do our first impressions of our role from start to now, which we're a month in right now, so we've got a good bit of experience under our belt. So Troy, since I took the first one, I'll let you take this next one. You have the floor.
First impression of my role was, I was excited when I found out I was quick service food and beverage. Worked in the food industry since I was 16. I was kind of like, I was excited, but at the same time I was a little upset because I really wanted to work attractions, mainly at Toy Story Land. But you get what you get. I'm just really excited to be here in the DCP, living the life, having a great time.
So since you've worked a month now, how do you feel about it? You liking it, hating it?
I'm liking it, unless they give me, like, this I just got through was 8 days of work in a row, worked about 49 hours. It's a tiring week. By yesterday, all I want to do is sleep. But we're in Disney. I didn't sleep. I woke up at 9 a.m., I was at Animal Kingdom by 12, and I ended up going to City Walk at night. So sleep isn't really a thing, but having the time of our lives, really enjoying it, so you can't complain.
For those of you who aren't in the DCP and watch my videos but want to do the DCP, expect to be tired all the time. But that's perfectly fine because we're happily tired. So my first impressions of my role was I was pretty pumped to get custodial because I actually wanted custodial because the main reason I came down here was to have as much guest interaction as possible. I love guest interaction. So when I found out I got to a resort, I was a little bummed because I wanted park custodial. I'm gonna move Mickey, please block me. I was a little bummed, but thought I'd make the best of it. Found out I got Pop, which is a value resort, also was a little bummed. And to be honest, the first 2 weeks of my role, maybe 3 honestly, I hated it. I thought I was gonna self-term instantly. Because listen, like, I was nervous about the role. I get into my first days of training and it's all this information just flooding into me. And all the other cast members in my role were kind of all depressed and like, was all they would tell me about the job is what they hated about it. So it's kind of hard to stay positive when you're just surrounded by negativity. So the first couple weeks I hated my role and like it was tragic. Because like I was like, I don't want to leave the DCP at all, but I don't want to be miserable for 7 months. But the key to liking your role in the DCP, which I found out, is to view it through your own eyes not do what everybody else says, because some people are just miserable people. If you're a positive person, then you can make it positive. And that's helped me out a lot, because ever since I decided to just be me and do my own thing and do my role the way I want to do it, I've had a blast. It's a lot of work and it's dirty, but I've had a blast. So,
piggyback off that, in the DCP, don't be afraid if you're getting scheduled a lot of hours, you can make the best out of it. Like I said, I worked 49 hours towards my last shift. I was got really excited, got a random bolt of energy, made it through my last 6-hour shift, but I had a blast with it because it was magic hours. At studios, you really got to interact with the guests more because it's much slower. They come up to the counter, you can just talk to them, see how their day's going. We made a really nice magical moment for some kid who was crying because he wanted apple juice, but we had none. So we ran off, got a nice big bottle of apple juice, and we also gave him a Toy Story Land cupcake. And that kid's face just lit up. He was his day went from 0 to 110. It was the coolest thing in the world. So don't be afraid of these long days, long weeks, long hours, but you will make the best out of it and have a great time.
it's all what you make it. They tell us in traditions, I think it is, there are no small roles.
Yeah.
Which it's honestly really true, because you can make your role as magical as you want to make it. And as long as you're willing to work hard and find what you can and can't do to make your magic, any role can be a huge role. So let's move right along. Now we're going to talk about, so far, what is our favorite part of our role and what is our least favorite part of our role. And I'll start on this one. My favorite part of my role is all the guest interaction. When you first start, this kind of sounds bad, but when you first start working, you want to do as much as possible. You work as hard as you possibly can. And then you eventually get to the point where you transfer, or you transition from what all am I told to do and what all do I have to do. If you do everything they tell you to do, it's pretty much impossible. So eventually I got to the point where I got my routines down and I figured out what is a necessity. I still work very hard and I still get my job done, but I found more time to have guest interaction and to walk around and talk to guests. And ever since I started doing that, I love it. Whenever I have pool days and I have a break or a time where I'm not doing anything in the pools and I'm just chatting with guests, it's been so much fun. My worst part of the role is what's a good word? Is I guess solitude of the role. You pretty much always work alone. So back home, I'm used to having an awesome staff around me. I fed off the energy of my staff every time I went into work. And now I work alone 100% of the time. So I've made friends with lifeguards and children's activities people and quick service and merchandise, but when I'm doing my job, they're doing their job. So being alone at work was also one of the really big struggles and why I hated the role at first, because I just felt so alone. But you get used to it, and it's my least favorite part of the role, but sometimes it's nice because you can just be on your own and just kind of get your job done, which makes it a lot easier, because sometimes working with other people makes your job a lot harder. But I'd say that's my least favorite part of the role.
So my favorite part of my role is just like Josh's, the guest interaction. Depending where you are at my location, it depends on how much guest interaction you can have. Some days you're stuck in the kitchen all day, so you're just cooking the food, so you really don't get to talk to guests. But the nice thing about my location at Sunset Ranch is, if you're on the one part of the ranch, you can jump around to different locations all day. The other day, within an hour, I was moved around to 5 different locations, and luckily only one of them didn't have a spot where you can interact with a guest, but the other ones I did. And it's just fun hearing about these guest days, seeing how they're doing, how they're enjoying the park, how they're enjoying their vacation. The other day, there's this kid running around our dining room dressed as Buzz Lightyear. It's like a 5-year-old boy just running around as Buzz Lightyear, having the time of his life. Just dressed up as Buzz, running around. And it's cool to see that kind of stuff, seeing these kids who, this is their first time at Disney, just their faces light up when they see the Tower of Terror, or they see their favorite characters. And it's something special that not a lot of people get to see, but hopefully more people can be part of. Because it just makes that day, your day go from like 0 to 100 real fast. Now my least favorite part of the role is kind of like what Josh said. Like I have a lot of full-timers at my location, and it's a little rough sometimes because some of our full-timers are pretty negative. Most of them aren't. Most of them are really nice people, but it's hard to work with the negative ones because like they bring your mood down. Like, and you don't want that. You want to try to avoid that. You want to have the best day you can at work. You want to enjoy work. Like, we're here to enjoy work, make these guest days better, and just have a good time at it, which is really, really hard to do when you're working around negative people. So, yeah, that's really all I got for his least favorite part. Negativity's bad.
Yeah, negativity is bad. And talking about your positive, like it bringing it back to my role as a magical yada yada. Like Disney in general, for some people, like they're probably only gonna be here once in their lifetime. Like some families save up for years and years and years to come here, and they're probably never gonna do it again. So like these smallest things sometimes can just blow kids away. Like just being there can blow kids away. So if you, like sometimes as long as you're just nice, like they're already blown away. And if they come in and have an interaction that's just pleasant with the cast member, like that can just like transform their whole day around. So the smallest things sometimes can make the biggest impacts, and that's what I think is really cool about Disney and what we do. But moving right along, now we're going to talk about what we didn't expect or what's surprised us so far about the DCP / your role, either one.
Alright, so I guess I'll start with this one. What I didn't expect from the DCP was, it's really hard because I did a lot of research going into it. I had a lot of friends back home who did DCP, so they kind of filled me in. But like, none of my friends ever did quick service, so I didn't really know what to expect with quick service because working in food my entire, like since I've been able to work, every place you work with food is different. Disney is probably the most different place I've ever worked. Like you really can't prepare for how busy you can get out of nowhere and how fast the crowds can come in, how fast they can just die down. So I mean, I don't think I really expected that to happen at first, but now that Toy Story Land's opened up, I think we all expected the studios to get really busy, but it's surprisingly been really slow lately. Yesterday, Slinky Dog had a half-hour wait at one point, which is really weird to think. Wow, this land just opened up a week ago and this line's already dying down. So I really don't want to be worried about that, but I think it was just didn't really expect the rush. That was my
It's just what
surprised me was, I know a lot of, like, my one friend works with all CPs, all college program people at Payco Bills. I was expecting a little bit more of that at Sunset Ranch, but when I got there and found out there's only maybe like 15, 20 college program people there, it kind of surprised me. I was expecting to be like make more work friends, be able to enjoy like work with my work friends, but I went into a place with all full-timers, but like I said earlier, it's what you make out of it. Like, you can make friends with these full-timers. They're nice people. They're just happy to be there just like we are.
Yeah, the whole CP to full-timer ratio definitely surprised me too, because I have 2 other CPs at my location and the rest are full-time, part-time. And the rest are all full-time, part-time that don't really speak much English. So like, that was a big shock for me because I expected to come into like a whole bunch of CPs and we're gonna have a blast and we're gonna do this and that at work, but it's just not been like that at all. But the main thing that surprised me with the DCP is definitely a positive of the DCP. But everybody says like, when you get into the DCP, you're gonna make friends that are gonna last forever, yada yada. But I didn't expect it to happen so quickly. When I was going through my I hate this phase and I want to leave phase, the main thing that got me through it, like kept me pushing, was just the fact that I've already made so many friends that, and like thinking about leaving them already, like really like, it was just like, I don't want to do that. Like I want to stay with these people. And it's weird to think that like, even though we've only been here a month, like you already have that bond with certain people. And like that's blown me away because I'm a very introverted person with a very extroverted side. But to my core, I'm an introvert and I don't make friends very easily. So like the fact that I've made friends with my roomies and I made friends outside of my roomies that I already have a bond where I don't want to leave is pretty cool. It's been a blast. But so even though everybody says you're gonna make friends, trust me, you're gonna make some friends that are like, you're gonna already feel like family and you're like a month in, so that's definitely positive. Lastly, we've already talked about how we've gotten here so far, how we feel so far. Now we're gonna talk about what we're looking forward to in the future. Not necessarily about our role, maybe just about like, it could be about your role, it could be about events in the future, like stuff in the parks in the future, just what you're looking forward to down the line. If we're talking about my role, I have not started doing water art yet, which was one of the main things I was really excited to do about custodial. So starting to get trained in water art is something I'm really looking forward to. But if we're talking about events, we're in fall advantage. Like we've got all Alright, we're back from our quick commercial break. Or maybe my memory ran out. As I was saying, what was I saying? Events.
Yeah, that's coming up.
We've got all the holidays coming up, so we're fall advantage. So we've got Halloween, which I'm so pumped for. I'm mainly pumped for Halloween Horror Nights, which isn't Disney, but who cares? But Halloween Horror Nights, we've got Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. We've got, I don't know if anything super special happens for Thanksgiving, but we've still got, we're gonna celebrate Thanksgiving all together, which is gonna be dope. Huh? Food and wine. We've got the Christmas. We've got New Year's. We just had July 4th and that was incredible. So I'm so pumped for all the holidays. That's what I'm most excited for. Troy.
Kind of like what Josh said, the holidays. I've been here during Christmas before, and it's a special time of the year here because back in the day they used to have this thing called the Osborne lights, which they would take the whole backstage area of Hollywood Studios and put these Christmas lights up everywhere. And it's like, it was a breathtaking thing because you've never seen Christmas lights like that. It's something different, but they sadly don't have it. But I'm excited to see what they have in place of it now because Christmas is probably my favorite time of the year. It's just a happy time of the year. Like I love Christmas, Christmas lights, Christmas trees, the smell of cookies. It's a great time, but I'm also really excited for, like Josh said, Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. I've always wanted to be here for Halloween. I've always wanted to be here for the fall holidays. Never gotten the chance. My parents have. They love it. They love food and wine. They love Halloween. But I'm kind of interested if there's anything for Thanksgiving. I've never been here in November.
I would imagine there'd be something.
Yeah, I mean, the cool part is the day after Thanksgiving, that Friday, the parks completely changed in one night from Thanksgiving to Christmas. And seeing that transition is something I've always wanted to see, just because it's magical how we go from Thanksgiving to Christmas overnight. And I think it'd be a really magical time for everyone who's going to be here for that.
Alrighty, thank you so much for joining us on the first episode of Trash Talk. If you have any questions you want us to answer, Troy will not be back, maybe for like a reuniting episode, but I plan on having a different special guest every month in a different role, maybe a different location. We're gonna get all types of point of views and opinions in this series. So if you have any questions, role specific, feel free to ask. If you have any questions, generic, or just like about the general DCP or anything, feel free to ask, because I want to start answering a lot of y'all's questions. That way I don't have to come up with my own, and it makes my job a lot easier. So, once again, if you like this, please let me know so I can keep making them. I'll probably keep making them even if you like them or don't, because it was fun. So, feel free to subscribe, feel free to like, feel free to comment, and thanks for joining us on Trash Talk.
Thanks, buddy.
Yo, there's no